In the bustling town of Yumyuk, nestled among the hills and surrounded by lush greenery, a strange event took place that forever changed the lives of its people. Yumyuk was known for its vibrant marketplace, where merchants displayed wares of every kind, and children played happily amidst the chatter of buyers and sellers. Yet, for all its vibrancy, the town had grown weary from a prolonged drought. Rivers ran dry, crops withered, and hunger lingered like an uninvited guest. One fateful morning, as the villagers gathered at the square to discuss their plight, a stranger appeared. He was clad in a white flowing robe, dazzlingly bright yet untainted by dust, though the town's roads were dry and dusty. His face bore a serenity that seemed otherworldly, and his eyes held a wisdom that pierced through the soul. He walked into the town square with quiet confidence, and a hush fell over the crowd. "Peace be upon this town," the stranger said, his voice soft yet commanding. "Why do your faces carry such sorrow?" The villagers, initially hesitant, soon began pouring out their grievances. The drought, the failing harvests, the sick children, all the burdens that weighed heavily on their hearts. The stranger listened intently, nodding as though he understood their plight. "I have come to help," he said simply. "But you must trust in the power of faith and kindness. Will you heed my words?" The elders exchanged skeptical glances, but desperation had a way of softening even the hardest hearts. They agreed to listen. The stranger instructed them to gather everyone at the village's dry streambed the next morning and to bring vessels of water, however little they could spare. The next day, the entire village assembled by the streambed, carrying pots, gourds, and bowls with trembling hands. The stranger stood in their midst, his white robe glowing in the morning light. "Pour your water into the streambed," he instructed. Though reluctant, the villagers obeyed, watching as the meager offerings trickled into the dry earth. When the last drop had been poured, the stranger knelt by the streambed and began to pray. His voice rose like a melody, filled with reverence and power. The villagers joined in, their voices blending into a chorus of hope. As the sun climbed higher, a miracle unfolded before their eyes. Dark clouds gathered swiftly in the sky, and a gentle rumble of thunder echoed through the hills. Rain began to fall, softly at first, then in torrents. The streambed filled with water, flowing steadily, and the earth seemed to come alive with gratitude. The villagers rejoiced, dancing in the rain, their hearts filled with wonder. But when they turned to thank the stranger, he was gone. No footprints marked the muddy ground where he had stood, and no one saw him leave. From that day on, the people of Yumyuk spoke of the stranger in white, believing he was an angel sent by God to remind them of the power of faith and unity. The drought ended, and their fields flourished once more, but the greater harvest was the lesson they carried in their hearts. Kindness and trust could bring miracles even in the darkest times. And so, in Yumyuk, they always remembered to look closely at strangers, for angels walked among them.